Senator Audette. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My first question is for you, and of course, Senator Gold, government representative in the Senate. Today is an important date. Thousands of families and survivors across the Canada who have lost a loved one are commemorating this day, Sisters in Spirit. However, there is a duty. Families have been active, were active for more than 5 years to obtain a national inquiry into missing, murdered, and Indigenous women and girls. There was a lot of work done, calls to action for Canada and for Quebec as well. But on June 3rd, we will be noting the third year and the third year of the anniversary since the inquiry, and the first year since these calls to action have been published. There is one particular call to action that I cherish, 1.7, which requires, in collaboration with governments, Indigenous organizations, a position of ombudsman. There would also be room made for Indigenous human rights. I'd like to know how far we've come in fulfilling this call to action, and a very important one.
Senator Gold.
Senator Gold, thank you for the question. Women, girls, and Indigenous LGBTQ persons have the right to be safe in their community, wherever they live. In response to this national tragedy, we need a pan-governmental approach to meet all the goals our country has, as well as all calls to deal with injustice and calls for justice. The Government of Canada has committed itself to provide a status report every year on the milestones met in meeting these goals. On June 3rd, 2022, the government published its first status report on federal progress made. Over 50 programs led by 25 federal departments and organizations that were launched, and the report identifies further steps to be taken and further work to be done. Senator Audette, thank you, Mr. Speaker. So, to come back to my question, can you tell us where the federal government is at in the Call to Justice 1.7 in creating the position of an ombudsperson? Senator Gold, I do not have the answer to your question at the moment, but I will make inquiries to try to obtain the answer. But I emphasize that the work has begun in partnership with Indigenous communities to ensure that we can see the path forward and move together on this path forward.